we need to talk about Bournemouth's journey to now, as of recording, top 5 in the EPL. And if you told me years ago, while we got relegated, that we would be top 5 above Man U, above Man City, I'd say you need to stop smoking whatever you are, because there's no way in hell. But alas, here we are. And if you want to just read the teams, there's Nottingham Forest, there's Arsenal, there's Chelsea, and then there's Liverpool. No one else is above Bournemouth right now. And when you look at the change, yes, Bournemouth had lost Eddie Howe, that longtime coach, years back, and since then they have been looking for something to get back into that top flight. And when you look at their new coach in Areola, he's been outstanding. And I saw a difference, especially just watching this last game against Man U, where honestly, from the 75th minute on, you just see them pressing still. It's 3-0 to Bournemouth, and they're still pressing the back line. Given, yes, that's the script, and of course they can just press to keep them from attacking, but it is a different Bournemouth team than I have seen. And obviously, you see the jersey, it's messed up. It's from years ago. It is so nice to see a small team like Bournemouth take this leap that they have. And when you want to look at other teams, the Man Cities that are falling, Bournemouth has been itching at that top 10, and I don't think they've ever placed higher than they have been right now. And when you look at the team of Bournemouth, you have the Clivers, you have the Semenyos, you have Evan Nielsen, the Unals that are coming off the bench. Everyone is playing together. Tyler Adams, shout out the US man. Everyone is playing their part. I love Kirkus on the left back. This man is going to be, if we don't keep him, he'll be in a top club starting within the next year or two. We have, I don't want to say we, but Bournemouth have assembled a team that isn't reliant on just one player. It is a team effort, whether it is the press, whether it is the set piece specialist, with Bournemouth being one of the better teams in the EPL, in the Premier League, that have executed set pieces to perfection. And it is so nice to see them now get their flowers, get their roses. Is it premature? Maybe. It's before Boxing Day. We don't know yet. But the fact that Bournemouth is competing against these top clubs, Manchester is Cherry. Manchester is Cherry. They've done the double. They've beaten City. They've beaten United. The Cherries are up. And so up the Cherries. But the biggest question is, of course, can they hold this? Can they hold the lead? Can Vitality keep that momentum that they've had in the stadiums that they've had the whole year? We don't know. But coming from a fan that has watched them years, over years, this may be their Leicester run. I'm not going to say that they're going to win the Prem. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying they might finish top 8. They might finish top 6, top 5, where they are right now. That is the quality of the team right now. And I would love to see them in Europe competing. Do they get washed? Maybe. But as long as they lock down Areola, if that's how you say his name, I always say it wrong, lock him down as their manager for the foreseeable future. Make him the Eddie Howe. Make him the person that you show this new wave of Bournemouth. And when you want to look at the Cherries, whether it is the relegation back to whatever division, the championship, whether it is starting off 17 points down in League 2 or League 1, whichever it was, years ago, the resilience of this Bournemouth, not only this team, but this club in general, has been monumental. And the fact that I can't even count on one hand how many times Bournemouth could have ceased to exist. This is a team that has been built on adversity, and I want to say, if you don't have a club right now and you're just a football enthusiast, a soccer enthusiast, back Bournemouth. Back the team that has seen hell and has came back, that has seen their club reduced leagues down to where they were, leagues down to where they should be, and that is the Prem, and come back. They have fallen through that. They have beaten the biggest teams on the biggest stages. They have done it. Because that's what I did. Years ago, I want to say it was around 2011, 2012. I'm not too sure. I started watching soccer, playing soccer, football, however you want to call it. I backed Bournemouth. Because when I look at these teams, I look at fans in general, I don't want to be a fan of a big team, right? Unfortunately, that's how the cookie crumbles in some of my other sports that I follow. But I made a sound decision to say, hey, I want a small club. I want a club that not only can fight, but will continue to fight in anything going forward. I want a club that I can not only think of 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. Could I have picked an Arsenal? Sure. Yeah, we won. All this stuff. That's great. What's great is watching your team win. And winning at the highest level. But what's even better is seeing them do it the first time. Seeing them break through their limits of what previously was their highs. And I would have been notably mad when we lose so many top tier players because we have to sell them. Because whether we get relegated to League One, League Two, Championship, whatever, and we have to sell the Callum Wilsons, we have to sell the Ryan Fraser. I was a huge fan of Ryan Fraser. We had to let him go. And whether it's seeing that and bouncing back, whether it's seeing the Nathan Akes, that this man was so good for us, and he went to City and has won everything. It's nice to see that as a fan. But when you see your team ushering in a new era, there is nothing that beats it. And that's why everyone loved Leicester. That's why I want to say that 5 to 6 year range of Leicester's, I want to say, dominance in the Prem in Europe has been unparalleled. And I don't want to say it was just Leicester winning the league and that was it. That's all they did. They went pretty far in Champions. Even when they were in Champions, they were almost getting relegated and they're still putting up a fight. And it sucks that when you go far in the Champions League that you don't get those, if you qualified round of 16, you get to stay for next year. That doesn't happen. That's why Champions League is so much fun. Be that as it may, this is Bournemouth's Leicester run. It's so nice to see it. It's shocking to see from other teams that they can't stop it. Whether it is the press from Bournemouth, whether it is the set piece specialist, whether it is just individual success that we're seeing on a 1v1 level, whether it is Semenyo running down the wing, whether it is Kluivert getting these penalties, he has been an assassin when it comes to penalties, and it's so nice to see everything start to come together because now Bournemouth have Kepa in net. That's crazy to think about. He went from Chelsea saying, no, don't take me out, I got this. Lose the game. Then goes to Real Madrid. Does decent. I like Real Madrid. They're my favorite team as well. So, then comes to Bournemouth. And has been putting in a shift. 1v1s. Done. Aerial threats. Done. This man has put the team, and the defense specifically, on the map. And whether it is we see defenders start to realize how good Kepa could be in a system like this, where the pressure is taken off and he can just play. He doesn't have to have the ego. And I'm not saying that Kepa is number 10 in the world. I'm not saying all that. I'm just saying in this system right now, he's doing very well. And altogether, when you compare everything, Bournemouth has been absolutely lighting it up. And that is why I continue to say up the Cherries. Studs loves the Cherries. Manchester is cherry. I would love to see them going forward stay in the top 10 range. Bournemouth is a fun team. They play very fun. They press all fucking game. If you guys haven't been watching, and if you are not a fan of a Prem team, I implore you, please back the Cherries. Up the Cherries, as we say. The Red and Black Army is here to stay. And again, thank you guys for watching. And as always, it's been Studs.